wide platter, and I'm always going to do it that way. There's a lot of clay. That's good. All right, so there's the bottom. Just do a little oblong. One of the things that happens occasionally is I'll actually get a hole as I start to push down. I get a little air trap, so when I turn it over, there's like this no clay there. So I'm trying to get this down so that I don't trap any air in there. Good seal on it. One of the things I've learned is a lot of the potters, the larger they are, the slower the wheel is when they're centering. Because you're just fighting. It's so much work to move that clay around when it's spinning. And so what they'll do is they'll come in here and they're just going to dig in. And then they just work real slow. Just feeling, every time they feel a little bit of off-center clay, they spin a second and focus on that, and then they move it up. Which I've just started doing. I mean, I used to just let the wheel wail when I was moving big balls of clay around.
Does this beat you down?
It does. It really does. I can, yeah. And you don't want it to. You want the clay to do as much of the work as possible. So when I'm working with any clay much bigger than this even, you'll see I'll get my foot out here so I can lean in like this, and that way I can make that clay move for me. But I need that foot back there to make it move up and down. Normally I don't get such a big well here. So we're gonna center it this way. What I'm doing there is I'm pushing the clay away from itself, sort of extruding it back in, because it's this top part behaving badly. I want it to be part of the centered clay. There we go. And I'm starting to feel like it's coming to center. So I just really needed to move it around, work it, squeeze it in. That feels pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to start pushing this out as far as I can, so it's low and wide. And when I do this, to keep this from flapping over, is I'm going to put a lot of pressure in the center here with my palm. So as I push down like that, it's kind of low, and I'm hoping that this clay is going to squish out where I'm telling it to. So what I'm doing here is I'm literally, you can see my finger marks. I'm adjusting, so I'm pushing harder with these two fingers, and I'm letting a little bit of pressure out with the bottom so that it kind of squishes out there. I want it to ease out and stay centered. So as I push down, a little bit more. So each push, it gets wider. I'm going to push this down. I'm going to go back down to inside the center again. Is my hair good?
Lovely. Just lovely.
Are you a guest potter at the school sometimes? Do you do guest pottery things too?
If they want me to. I'm happy to.
Next time I do the handbill class, we should
Yeah,
do this.
that'd be cool. That would be lovely. I would like that.
Yes, I've not been able to offer my handbuilding class for years, and I just did it this year because I can never. There's only usually like 6 or 7 people interested, and they want you to have at least 10 or 12 in a class.
Yeah.
So you can see now I'm low and wide. I'm going to, instead of using my fingertips, which aren't strong enough to move this much clay around, I'm going to use my fist. So I'm going to come here, creating that triangle, and I'm going to use the side of my hand to push down keep it on center. So push down, so I just rotated it in. Don't want to go too deep, but that's how I can keep that on center, and then I can switch my fingers out here to start bringing that clay out. And so now I just, as it's coming out, I pushed it down because that's where I want that base. That's my foot is going to be inside that, but that's the support clay right there. Let me see where I'm at for thickness. And these are the ones that I have to check the thickness on because I think it's going to be pretty thick. Yeah, that's a darn thick platter. So we're going to come down and take another half an inch out here.
So at this point, you can just start using your fingers?
Yeah, because I don't have quite so much clay I have to move. So I'm going to just, again, making it a little bit deeper here. Now it's getting thick. Oops, get it back on center. I'm going to lose a little bit of clay to slough off right now. I can feel it coming off. Where are you? Yeah. There was a little piece of clay that flapped over, which is right here. So I'm either going to try to get it to come back in or get it off, which is what I just peeled it off. That was not pretty, folks.
We all saw that. We all did. We all knew about it.
All right, so now I can go back. Yeah, that was just, I felt it before it even started to happen, so all right, this is going to look good. And you want to compress the bottom as the best you can. Now, am I making a chip and dip thing?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to, once I get this flat, I'm going to show you how I put that little ring in for the bowl.